Hey there, everybody. I'm Dr. Spartan, aka /Arbiter, and today I'm going to be starting a bit of a new thing for me. I'm going to be kind of saying what I want, what I expect, and what I think of a lot of the stuff going around about Halo Infinite, and just kind of give my take on some things. Now, as you can see by the title of this video, today I'm going to be diving into the idea that Halo Infinite may be open world, and how I feel about that, and do I think it can work. To give you the shorthand answer, I want to say, yes, absolutely I think this can work. Now you might say, but Halo isn't first-person shooter. First-person shooters and open world don't really tend to mix. Now, normally, I'd agree with that statement, but here's the thing. Halo is kind of the one series that I think can adapt to it very well. And let me give you some examples. Right off the bat in Halo 1, we drop into the Halo ring alone. Just us, all the Marines around us have died. And we are just kind of given this sense of we're on this thing, we have no idea where we are, we have no idea what we're doing, we just have to go. Why is this pertinent to the subject? Well, simply put, this is the very, very beginning of something that Halo has always done, and that is huge, big, open areas and missions. You know, this is just one of hundreds, not hundreds, but one of several examples I can give, So, later on in the mission, after we, help out the Marines at their outpost that they've decided to take up, you will get a warthog. And what we do there is we take the warthog through this cave that is not a natural formation, mind you. Do not mistake it for a natural formation. It might easily be mistaken with its steel structures. Take the warthog through there, and immediately you're greeted with that epic French horn fanfare. And you just are taken in by this environment that surrounds you. And it took us in, however many years ago, in 2001, and it still takes me in to this day. Just emerging from that cave, hearing the fanfare, and just getting to see this huge open area in front of me. And from there, we're given 3 places to go. You can do them in any order. Sounds a bit open, doesn't it? Halo is not the only example of open world-esque traits in, well, Halo 1. You can also do this on the Silent Cartographer. As soon as you land, you can actually begin trekking backwards through the mission and go to the control room first to unlock the door. You don't have to enter the cartographer room to get that door to unlock with the elite in it. Nice, short, sweet, to the point right there. You have a choice there. Now, it doesn't really make it blatantly obvious to do that, but the fact that you're given the option to explore and do that gives us yet another example of this open world-esque gameplay since the very beginnings of Halo. Now, as far as other games in the series that have these traits, well, maybe there isn't as much open world and choice so much in the next few games, but there's still the fact that these missions are huge and wide open. Now, Halo 2 is kind of a tricky game to give that to because, well, Halo 2 was probably, besides Halo 5, the most linear of the entire series, if you ask me. The only really big open mission that I can think of that you can explore is Delta Halo, and even then, you kind of have to do some trickery and grenade jumping to get out. But the fact that they included these areas outside the mission for you to explore is kind of neat, and that's something that I really miss being able to do in Halo. Ever since Halo Reach, we've had these return to mission area countdowns that kind of get in the way of exploring, and you really have to try extremely hard to get out of them. It's possible, but, man, if you ask me, that kind of took a lot of the fun out of playing the campaigns over and over again because, I'm going to go off on a tangent here for a minute, but back in the days of Halo 2 and Halo 3, I used to find my way out of the campaign levels all the time and just mess around. Now I know, that's technically bugs, and we live in an era where we want as few bugs as possible in our games. But stuff like that, where it's just fun and not actually affecting your gameplay unless you go out of the way to do it, that's not something I really see as a major issue. Now, moving on to Halo 3, there's a couple of missions where I can, again, not necessarily pinpoint openness besides the fact that on the Ark, you're able to go to the area where you have to have Spark after, the tank beats everything section. You can actually go there and clear that out first, and then go on to the other area, get your tank, go back, and have him unlock the door. But really, well, I said you can clear it out. It doesn't really do anything. Johnson just kind of comes down in the Pelican and says something along the lines of, I can't really set the dawn down here, but I see an LZ on the other side of this wall. So you go and you pick up your tank and you plow through and then you go back there. So really, yes, they leave that option there, but that's just because that's kind of part of the mission. It's not exactly the most, big choice you can make. And then, of course, there's the Covenant, which is kind of, the tip of the spear of the battle with, obviously, the Covenant in Halo 3. Where, especially, I can think of two sections where there's these awesome battles, and that is when you first get back from the first tower and you get in the Hornet and you're flying around and there's all the Banshees and the Phantoms. And the next one would be where you're taking down the Scarabs, where, Miranda Keys, or not Miranda Keys, whoever's, up above calling things out and learns how to count to 2. And so, those are another two huge battles within Halo 3 that I think showcase that something open world could really encapsulate Halo and the feel that we want back from the old days, something like that, where, we're in just this big world, and an open world would allow for such humongous battles. It would be so, so good. Moving on to Halo 4, I can only really think of one mission where you're given all these choices and it's kind of open, besides the last mission where you're when you're flying the broadsword. But even then, that's not really open, because you kind of do get put on a set path. But first of all, I just want to start by saying that Halo 4 is kind of the biggest culprit of the huge missions that I've been mentioning throughout this video. So in Halo 4, once you crash land on Requiem, you're first thrown into this area where there's debris of the ships that have fallen into the event horizon and gotten pulled in by Requiem's gravity well. And basically what you're going to want to do there is you want to scavenge around for ammo. Now, you don't have to, it's not necessary, but something that kind of really threw me through a loop today that I never knew, which is kind of funny. If you go without looking for any weapons or anything, Cortana will actually encourage you to explore the area before moving on. And then once you get out and you just walk over the cliffs and you see this huge, big open area with all these different Forerunner structures, my first thought when I got there was, well, my first thought really was to just kind of stand and stare. But my immediate thought after that was, I want to see that up close. I want to explore that. Then, later in the mission I was alluding to, Shutdown, you actually get in a Pelican and you're flying around those towers that you saw, several missions ago in Requiem. And you get a choice between the two towers that you want to go to. You have to deactivate 2 of them, and you get a choice between them. So, once again, Halo 4 shows that this may not be a bad move to make Halo Infinite open world. And now, finally, I know everybody predicted that I was going to visit this game in this video because, well, honestly, it's the most relevant one to the whole idea, but Halo 3 ODST is easily the most and largest example of why I think this could work. Halo 3 ODST was basically open world for the parts where you played as the rookie. Now, it's not this huge area where, it's like a Grand Theft Auto or a Saints Row or anything. But it's something new that they gave to Halo. And I don't know about you, but ODST is actually probably my third favorite in the series, behind Halo 3 and Halo 2 respectively. Now, in ODST, you're exploring New Mombasa looking for clues to figure out where the hell is my squad. As you come across more clues, you're able to access more of the city, and there's even a little side quest, Sadie's Story, where you go, you pick up audio logs, and you can listen to them and hear about this girl who, you know, is trying to get out of the city, and she just kind of runs into all sorts of mishaps and obstacles, and I'll leave a link in the description for you so that you can listen to this video, or listen to those broadcasts. So, this just seems to prove that, to me, in my opinion, that I think Halo is more than capable of handling an open world environment. And I think that they are more than capable of telling a compelling story while remaining true to its roots as a first person shooter while giving us this open world on the ring to explore. Now, you may be wondering, what would I like to see in that open world? That I'm going to save for the next time I visit you in my Spartan logs. Leave a comment saying what you think. Tell me what you think about if Halo went open world. Would you like it? Would you not like it? Would you like some more examples of this? I can find more examples for you if you'd like that. And remember to do whatever it is you're doing.